G'dowdy everyone, I'm Atlas. I am joined by Chronicler here today for LCK Challenger 2023 Summer. We are absolutely enthralled to bring you two beautiful best of threes today. One of them is probably not going to be all that close. The other one could potentially be close, which means probably 6 games.
I really thought you were gonna really go and hammer down the Australian. I was preparing my Dutch accent, but then after the G'dowdy, you kind of dropped it.
We're G'dowdy is here. This is Challenger. That's how it works.
I was just prepping. I thought that was gonna be the opening bit, but I guess it's not.
No.
On paper, KT is a lot better than Kwangdong, but Kwangdong did beat D+ recently. Now D+ have been suffering from success, literally, as they went 20-0, and then they started dropping some games, lost against T1 yesterday as well, and these are, what, 17, 18-year-olds, so them losing focus after winning too much makes...
Well, I mean, there's also the fact that Bible had to play, and he didn't know that he was supposed to play because they didn't realize, like...
They messed up.
There were some weird things that were going on there, so it sort of makes a little bit of sense. The third game, however... probably should have been a victory for DK, but you never really look. These things happen.
I think that the fact that they were able to go 20, as a challenger teams, to me is already insane. Because like so many of these teams just lose focus, or they have a bad day, or they go a little bit too happy. And we've seen a lot of that from D+, but up until now it was always fine. This time around, not so much. And I wonder today if Kwangdong can maintain that same level of performance and get us to a they got the win, the game win against D+ specifically, because that's still impressive. That takes a lot of power. Although it was also T1 that beat them, so maybe says more about D+ than it says about Kwangdong.
D+ has been having a week. Certainly some things have happened for that squad. You can see that Kwangdong Freaks, though, have been struggling. This is a battle on the eastern side of the bracket. To start things off, KT should be a little bit better than what they've been demonstrating, so we're expecting them to start upping their form. I believe coming off a victory just recently as well. So trying to resurge just a little bit. I think they took down Gen.G in their more recent match.
They did, 2-0, which is a great sign. This KT, as you point out, the KT roster has kind of been on the up and down, but also let's take a look at their actual last few matches, right? Like why they have been losing. And this is not all the matches, but recently they've been losing against DRX twice, and both were 2-1, which DRX is a great team, so makes sense. Nongshim once, which again makes sense, and then Hanwha, who are looking by a pretty decent margin to be like up there together with D+, together with Nongshim, and together with DRX as the teams that look to make up our top 4. D+ was very far ahead. I don't know if they still are. Depends on if they bounce back, how they bounce back. And DRX, this org would really love to win the Challengers, because even though it was theirs to take last year in spring, they weren't able to, were dethroned by D+, and obviously didn't make it to finals in summer either, and made it to finals again this spring, but then they got hit by D+ again. Unfortunately for them, and we will see if this is any different, because that second match, I could see that going all the way. Although the teams are not as close as you might think, because Gen.G, when it comes to game score, actually is sitting like 8 points behind DRX. They're actually pretty far apart because of the fact that Gen.G have just gotten a lot of wins where they were able to just 2-0 out of nowhere, and then they went back to struggling a lot and getting a lot of 2-1s and being defeated in pretty dominant fashion as well.
It's looking a little bit like a 2-0-1-2 type day.
I'm feeling it, but maybe we get 2021 spring Ilima, and then we're just gonna go full 6. It is Challengers after all.
That can always happen. We'll see what KT is going to be fielding as well as far as the top lane matchup. It's going to be perfect to start things off. Likely that we'll see that switch around as we head through the rest of the series. Humbug's still there, Feisty in the mid lane, and Hype and Wei towards the bottom side of the map. They were missing Rebel for a little bit there. We'll see whether Wei is going to find some form here. Of course, towards the end of spring, he was actually looking pretty fantastic, but has been middling so far this season. Feisty as well, a guy that we were really talking up throughout last season. and really hasn't had the same level of impact as, you know, players like Colmy, for example, who have really started to come out of their shell. So looking forward to seeing what KT has prepared for us and whether or not that mid lane matchup is going to be one that KT can play through much like they used to in the past.
And we'll see. Normally when you solidify your roster, the performance becomes more consistent.
That was, so that sign just said K-pop, K-kimchi, KT. I don't understand it at all.
Huh. I don't get it. No, I'm not. Now I'm thrown off track as well.
I'm really confused. Timmy05 in chat is also like confused. I'm like,
huh?
Yeah. Not sure.
Oh, chat.
Let's
chat in their hair.
Yeah, let's have a look at the Kwangdong Freaks. Illima, Courage, Cleaver, Bull, and Moham. Moham, of course, coming in as Andal has been brought up to the main roster. So it's the big three in Korea is theoretically what it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, if you think KT Challengers belongs in that list, power to you. That's actually kind of cool. Up there with kimchi and K-pop.
Ooh,
I respect it.
I would have said fried chicken, probably.
Moham is almost getting back to his previous levels of power. You see the hair? It only needs a few more weeks, and then it covers his eyes again, like when he was playing in challenges before. When we truly saw the power of Moham.
I think when Moham can only see half of his screen, that's when he hits full power.
No, 100%. And look, he's getting closer.
Yeah, I think we're dangerously close.
Because in the LCK, he didn't have that. And that's when he was like kind of okay. But does it have anything to do with the level of performance? Yeah, of course. But we want to see the classic Moham cut. And we're getting close.
We are indeed. Let's have a look at some of the champs these players have been playing. Perfect with the perfect win-loss ratio on the two champions that we've chosen. I actually really like that. Hype has got a couple of undefeated picks, and this is actually why KT have looked a bunch better, because you can see Kai'Sa and Xayah, and you're like, he's doing pretty well on these two. These two are the highest priority picks at the moment.
These are the ones that you are looking for. As some mentions of my wig. Yeah, I wear a wig, chat. Just accept it. You know, it's fine. I feel like this was common knowledge, like years ago.
I don't know why you need to bring it up.
Everyone has accepted it. Yeah, I don't know why we keep talking about it. And Hype to me is, as you pointed out, also the player that I think is able to maintain consistency. This KT roster from day to day can look wildly different, and while it is somewhat of a hallmark of challengers in general, I think KT really, unlike the main KT team, have really embodied the roller coaster where one day they look amazing and one day you're like, what is happening here? What is going on? And things are not quite looking the way that they're supposed to.
I like it when people try to spam emotes and it doesn't work, and so they end up just writing funny stuff in chat, and it just looks weird. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. Having a look at the other side, of course, Kwangdong Freaks being able to take a game off DK. It's kind of what it says towards the top there. What are they going to do today? We'll just have to find out. As in that game, having a look at some of the KDAs, Moham kind of popping off in a big way. The 1-0-13 Alistair performance is not bad at all. Bull as well has been known as a Kalista player in the past, likes the Kai'Sa, like these mid-range 80 carries is something that he's been able to perform better on, but I hesitate to say perform well on, you know?
It is still Bull.
Yes.
And Bull is much like Illima is now, where like one in every, I want to say like 5 games, you look at me and go, oh, Bull? And then the other 4 games, it's not. It's not really what you need, or what you want, or what.
Personally feel like that's even generous.
Well, maybe Illima is like 1 in 5, maybe Bull is 1 in 10. Maybe
still 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We'll see. We do have the draft. KT will be on the blue side to start us off here, as Kai'Sa banned on blue is curious to say the least. We were talking about the fact that Hype is undefeated on this and the Xayah. So you don't even really need to worry about banning it if you're comfortable playing the counter matchup, and you should be into Kwangdong Freaks. So an odd choice. We'll see what the first pick is going to be based on it. Looks like they're aiming for something like a Sejuani or the Annie first pick that we've seen.
Might be LeBlanc as well, because the Kaisa is also a double flex that can be played, but they're going to ban out the LeBlanc, so Annie or Sejuani would be the most obvious ones that come to mind here. You can go for Ivern comms, and Tristana is still open, so you can also go for a B1 Tristana, and then their Quantum is kind of forced into picking the Ivern, which we did actually see, as we saw in the previous slide. They have played, so this is something that's in the wheelhouse, but if there are no amazing AD carries available, then okay, we get the Tristana ban, so that will not be happening. So Sejuani or Annie seem to be the most obvious of choices here, based on what has been prioritized in drafts recently.
Yep, the Azir as well, something that Feisty really likes and has been soaking up a fair bit of priority, but I think the Sejuani makes the most sense. Quantum Freaks, what is going to be the response to this? Because you're kind of caught in that Jax Renekton trap that we have seen quite a few times. They could pick both of them, and that could be the checkmate. You never know. But it is going... Oh, I think Azir... Poppy is banned. So Azir to come through first, and with Vi and Poppy banned, it makes this Sejuani pick feel a whole lot better. Because now you can just take whichever one out of the Renekton or the Jax that is left up and available, and you have a winning 2v2 on the top side of the map.
Always. Yeah.
And then pick whatever you'd like into the Azir. Kind of beautiful here from KT as it all kind of settles. KDF forced into the Tristana ban there as well.
You can go like Yone Renekton here.
Oh, that would be clean.
That's kind of disgusting. Why did Trundle stop being picked into Sedge? I have no idea.
The Rumble. Okay.
Well,
and Rumble Yone seems pretty good to me.
Love that, because the one downside of the Renekton and the Yone is that you do then kind of push hype into a situation where you need to play like Ziggs or Karthus or Veigar. I know Karthus isn't actually played, but Karthus bot like statistically is super busted. And Ziggs is the only one that we've actually seen. But now you maintain the opportunity for Hype to just play something that he probably is going to be a lot more comfortable with. You have a matchup into the Jax that actually is good. It's a melee AP character as well, so it works with the Sejuani. And then you also have the combination of the Yone ults plus the Equalizer. So I'm loving it. I'm a big fan. Yeah, KT's, well, so far, because I always, when I like draft this much, I'm just waiting for the challenger team to then go like Kalista something that we don't enjoy either. But
I don't think the bottom lane is going to be relevant at all. I actually think it almost doesn't matter what they pick. I think they've kind of done it. As long as they don't get completely ran through on the bottom side, then I think it's kind of okay.
Yeah, you go like, if you really want to ham it up, you go like
Bram?
Yeah, because why would you ban Braum?
Yeah.
I don't get that at all. Because I'm expecting KT, like, if you really want to ham it up, you can go for a AD carry with a lot of team fighting power, right? That really further solidifies the power of this KT comp. Now, playing into Braum Sejuani is kind of a nuisance, so maybe that's the reasoning, and Kwangdong do have Jax and Lee will not be enjoying that whatsoever, as almost all engage supports actually taken away. So Rakan is the obvious stock one here.
Pretty high.
You kind of want to slam the Rakan here.
Well, Xayah going to be the pickup, and so like you go Ashe Rakan or something like that for KT.
Yeah, I think you have to pick Rakan here. And we'll see what Mom can come up with if he is going to throw out something crazy here. But giving over Xayah Rakan, I think, is too big of a risk. Rakan also obviously works really well with the rest of the team that you have available to you. You can also go for like really weird stuff. MF, Amumu are combos that you talk about in that scenario.
Rakan, Amumu?
Well, no, you do need
Twitch!
I love that. One of the biggest issues that Xayah has is when she gets outranged. And the Twitch would be a great... Aphelios is higher on the tier list.
I kind of like the Ashe idea
I love
as
the
well.
Ashe as well. Yeah, I think Ashe is another pick that is annoying to play into for Xayah because the volley spam. But this is probably just a comfort thing where, like, I know better that I will be able to... the Crank! It's my favorite new challenger meme, by the way.
It's really pretty good.
Did well on that one. Moham would. If he's already my hero. So
he cranking?
No, I mean, he's going to pick one of these.
Oh, the Janna is actually locked in. We've been calling for this for so long. I'm very excited. I don't know whether it's going to work.
The Monsoon?
I know, and the best thing is you like press the Monsoon button and then you burn to death. because Perfect is just ulted on top of you.
Yeah, I've been calling for Janna a lot, specifically into Rel, because I think the matchup is nigh unplayable. But when you look at what KT have, this isn't necessarily... I think the Janna
doesn't feel like the greatest Janna angle.
I think it's okay, but I don't think it's as good, because I do think that things like the Yone ultimate you can't actually cancel with a tornado. You can still keep your backline safe, right? But like the big combo, I don't think Janna really stops. And I think if it's into things like Vi, Ahri, or Kai'Sa, you actually have a very reliable way of counteracting what they want to do. But I'm just happy to see a new support being played. Even though it is Kwangdong into KT, so the odds of it working out are not necessarily too much. And what I do like what this does for Kwangdong is that you will have a core unit of Cleaver, Bull, and Moham that will be really hard to engage on, right? Because just the Janna itself isn't really enough, but add Featherstorm, add the fact that you have Cleaver with his Azir, and it actually does become really hard to engage upon this unit. So if you can get Illiman ahead in a side lane, have him as a one-man unit somewhere, and then put your other unit and apply pressure on the map, you kind of create a catch-22 where KT need to try and engage, which is going to be really, really hard, and then the kite back and then the return can create a lot of pressure. Or they don't engage, but then Illiman gets to win the 1v1. But that does require on you getting Illiman ahead. And into Rumble, Sejuani, that top side, I don't think that's really happening.
It's going to be difficult. The amount of distance you could move without actually clicking anywhere as a Yone in this game would be pretty insane.
Yeah.
You ult to Lee Sin.
Yeah.
He then kick flashes you.
Yeah.
You then get Emperor's Divided and then the Monsoon.
Exactly.
You could actually be in the enemy nexus. Let's rock out. Now, could you guys actually hear that? Because I heard from Wolf last night that do was just dead.
There was no fan chance this time around.
Yeah. But like, oh, and it is actually Weather Woman. I love it. That is definitely the best Janna skin.
Oof, I gotta go with the witching.
The what?
The witch skin.
No.
With the big pointy
hat. No, I mean that one bothers me. I actually did like a skin quiz with Travis Gafford.
Yeah.
And that witch skin looks like every champion in the game, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, there's a lot of it looks very similar to like the MF witch skin, for example.
Yeah, and this one actually looks like Janna. You know, this is actually Janna. So it's the correct skin.
It's my second favorite skin. Yeah. Not my number one. As Perfect, unfortunately, has made some questionable decisions in his rune and or not rune, in his Summoner's Choices. Didn't go for Ignite, so doesn't get
the Huni seal of approval,
which is important. As Moham with the zoning harassment tornado. Don't actually get the damage from Bull there. I'm not sure if he was actually able to get anything going. Would have been nice, but yeah, Janna obviously solely exists to dissuade. Not really going to have any setup, so that does also mean that Courage, in theory, should have all the opportunity in the world to play towards top side. Starting on bot as well, and be pathing towards his top side, and he's going to try and get Illiman ahead. But Humbug is a smart cookie, so he also started on the bot side and will be pathing. And that 2v2 is not good. I think that Lee and Jax generally is pretty alright, but Sejuani with melee characters is just a little bit unfair.
Yeah, especially if Perfect can do what Rumble wants to do, which is have full control. As Feisty is taking a lot of damage, Humbug coming around, looking to see what he can do to Cleaver. Feisty trying to stay tasty as he pushes up the mid lane. I think Cleaver has a bit of an idea as to what's happening, but he is going to be able to secure his cannon. And let's see how this one goes. Q is going to go wide, and Humbug just going to wander forward, and Cleaver just going to shift some sands to get himself out. Q going to connect there onto Humbug, though, as I don't think they're killing the Sejuani anytime soon. Illiman, I believe, took a turret shot, so there's the flash. Is Scrap Shield going to be back up and available? All the Harpoon lands, but that is going to be the Totem Ward that comes down. No flashes remaining towards the top side of the map.
And even though that looked really rough for Illiman, I'd argue that the Jax flash is less valuable than the Rumble flash, because it does mean that if Perfect ever overextends, there's a really good opportunity for Courage. Now, this is where you're really happy you didn't go Ignite, because you can get back to your lane, but also if you did have Ignite, Illiman would be dead.
Yeah.
So, Huni, as per usual, comes out on top.
He is pretty based, it's just as we know. As Hype, let's see how these snares are going to work out. The the cleanse did absolutely nothing, and that is a really dead ball.
I assume Moham did not have his tornado.
I think he'd used it just prior.
Before. Yeah, that must have been the case, because that's kind of why you have the Janna. It's Moham though, so maybe he was looking for that classic aggressive tornado angle. We'll see in the replay what happened there. But yeah, if you're... The whole point of this lane...
Okay, that is a flash in. Wei is going to get exhausted. There is no ignite.
Yeah, that was...
So sometimes you just want to press flash.
Yeah, that was not necessarily it. Oh, this is what we're talking about. Perfect.
Okay.
Doesn't have his flash available.
Courage going to move in. They have full vision of the area. Does Kwangdong Freaks. And now Courage just rotating around. That is going to be an invaluable ward, I would say. As let's see what the state of this wave is going to look like, as I think it is pushing towards Perfect, but Counter-Strike comes in. Q's going to land, and Perfect should just be dead. That is the auto-attack, and that is Courage picking up the second kill of the game. Nicely done by the Kwangdong Freaks, playing towards Illima.
And exactly what we wanted to see. The only downside is that their bot lane already died. Kill did go over to Rakan, and Bull was able to pick up most of the wave, was on the cannon wave, so the scenario could have definitely been worse. But it also could have been better for Kwangdong, because if Bull and Moham weren't behind, then you're actually completely following the game plan. Get topside ahead, right? Punish the Rumble, utilize the power of this Jax to make him a threat in side lane. As we're gonna look at this again here. Illima also went phase rush. And then, yeah, response just a little bit too slow there from Perfect. Counter-Strike already hits him, and he will end up going down. And that is what we were talking about earlier. The flash not being available for Illima isn't as big a deal because he is he's Jax.
Yeah.
So he can just peace out his Illima. He is going really heavily into the AP, and he also went phase rush. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get some Forbidden Dark Lord tech here.
This is an odd thing.
I don't know yet what is about to happen here. Almost cancel. There we go.
That's how he's getting his iron. He's getting his iron. Doesn't have to use the flash. He's going to be a-okay. Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
Good old Eye of the Storm.
So,
the name of the shield.
Yeah. So you have Tornado. Then you have Monsoon. Then you have Eye of the Storm.
And Zephyr.
Oh, Zephyr. What's the passive name?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Tailwind, actually.
Is it? I'm not sure. I remember when they gave movement speed globally, and they were like, at some point, okay, we gotta get rid of this. This is unbalanced.
I was like, I don't know the name of any passives, and then I'm like, wait, no, Janna's passive. I know that.
It's because it's an old champion.
Yeah.
This is how it works.
This is known.
These are the rules. As early Drake, gonna go over to Hambach.
Also, it's not Tornado, it's Howling Gale. Yeah. Just
thank you. No, I'm glad you gotta hold me accountable. We gotta give the knowledge to the people.
Indeed. As Illima takes a turret shot, and that is going to even out his little trade. Courage going to miss a stationary minion. Feels bad. That is absolutely fine. Is it actually Tornado? I'm pretty sure it's Howling Gale.
No, I think chat is just saying that everyone calls it Tornado.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. Unless they changed it, it was definitely Howling Gale. I don't feel like they would have. Janna hasn't really had an update in the longest time. We'll see if Courage is going to go for a level 6 dive here. As okay, so Illima, this is actually such cool tech. He actually went for Emax. So both Emax has an AP ratio, and it also reduces AoE damage. So it actually mitigates a lot of the flame spitter damage that comes through.
Yeah. And then you get
and you get full damage with the max out AP ratio because you're taking damage during your Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and you also are able to just run away if you ever get into trouble because of phase rush.
That's really cool.
So it's hard to hit harpoons.
I like that.
Actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see whether it's going to work out. As we can see, Perfect is still rumbling as he turns around, and Lima's going to take yet another turret shot.
I wonder what he's going to buy first, though. Because I feel like you're not going to go Zhonya's first.
No, you Nash's first. It has to be Nash's first, right? Nash's Riftmaker, Jax.
Okay, well, that's getting out there. The one downside of this Kwangdong comp, because you have Janna and you don't have any form of hard engage, is that if you are not first to an objective, it doesn't work. It doesn't, well, it just doesn't do a whole lot.
Ooh. High value totem. As Humbug going to be spotted, moving towards his top side. You can see Ilima is like, nah, I'm out of here. Don't want any part of this. And he is going to be able to get back home. It is going to be Lichbane first, as it turns out, with the Sheen being picked up. Could, of course, just be Divine Sunderer.
Yeah, maybe it is just Sunderer into, and he just wants to go the Amptome and Darkseal for the early damage on Counter-Strike, I guess. We'll see.
Yep.
It could be, if it is Lichbane, it'll be fun. Well, we're going to have a good time with this nonetheless. And with the Herald actually going over to KT, we do see them having the opportunity to maybe throw some gold into Hype, who also is sitting as all the effing they know. And
pretty cute little situation. Oh no, he's a sitting bull.
Yeah, but he has his ultimate. Oh, they're so ready.
He's gonna use it.
Yeah,
and now Quantum Freaks are moving up. 3 versus 3. Moonlight Vigil does a whole bunch of work. Bull gonna immediately cleanse the Glacial Prison as Way's gonna get out of there. There's the flash forward. Not gonna find any knockups as the exhaust is good. Blade Call is fantastic. Hype trying to get out of there. Q is going to connect as Courage. It's not going to work out. Monsoon doing a bunch of work like you were talking about, but it's Courage that's limping away from this one.
So if Kwangdong execute that better, I think that's a really cool play. Didn't quite hit the mark. I think Bull using his ultimate that early took away a lot of the offensive power. As soon as you lose that Feather Storm, you don't really get to walk up as much, and also didn't really get a lot of Feather recall damage. And Courage didn't actually get a multi-man kick, so they were kind of lacking damages. Ilima! Oh
man.
My god.
That burst damage kind of nutty. As,
Emax Jax.
Emax Jax kind of working here. Adaptive AP. It makes the burst damage kind of absurd. I'm really looking forward to how this... Okay, there is an Empress Divide. Whoa, the Lee Sin going on a journey as Feisty just going to get flashed on. And Courage going to be able to lock that one down. Really nicely done. He traveled, like we were talking about earlier, quite a distance as he was under the enemy turret and then in an instant was under his own turret and then dead.
And you're just looking for a quick trade, but then crucially here, Feisty is a little bit late on the ult, and the Yone ult stops as soon as it hits a target, so he only moves a small distance, giving Courage the opportunity to actually go in with the flash, pick up the kill, and the Kwangdong Freaks right now not looking too bad. Now there is still a Herald in the pocket, so the gold should be equalized as we're engaging in Janna.
Yeah, how about just walking at him? There's the grand entrance. Moham is big time dead, like epically mega dead. That is also a very deadly sin.
That's a quick curse.
Kwangdong Freaks not looking great. This particular point in time. They did look great before though, so we could see a potential turnaround.
Is that the fastest turnaround on a burst? Like that was actually, I haven't finished my sentence.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm known for doing about that well, unfortunately. So I don't know.
Moham unfortunately gonna go down. A lot of gold, and now the slight gold lead for Kwangdong is a gold deficit. It's not ideal. Does look like Ilima is indeed just going to go for the initial AP, and then now moving away from it, going to be picking up his Sunderer soon.
Maybe it's like Sunderer, Zhonya's, Nash's, and then just go all in.
I don't. He's not going to go Nash's. I think he just will go.
I want to see more.
You know, Sunderer, Zhonya's is good. That's a combo we've seen a lot of.
Yep.
And right now, Drake does go over. Hextech Drake is going to spawn her as well. It's 1-1, so neither team really getting a big advantage out of that just yet. Hambak also going with the Ox-approved build of Sunfire first.
So Sunderer for Mythic passive into full AP says Massive Knowledge, and their name is Massive Knowledge, Chronicler. So if we are gathering knowledge from a massive amount of knowledge, I think we probably have to assume that he's correct.
Yeah, I mean, Jax without a finished Sheen item is already a champion, so I think that makes sense.
Lich really hard.
Yeah, I think not going Mythic first is fine. I don't think the Mythic passive really matters as much. The combo.
He's been put in prison. Cleaver is going to be able to say no, though, as Humbug trying to get on in there. There's the shifting stances. Cleaver just has absolutely no fear whatsoever. Going to be able to take down the Piggy, and does it in melee range with 1 health.
Hasn't died yet. It's like, no, I'm not going down. I have flash. I'm living my best life. Goes back in. And this is the second time around now that an aggressive play of the KT mid laner doesn't work out. This time with Humbug there. As Feisty is just going to take the one turret shot, get some damage in, shove in the wave, and take a reset.
Man, let's have a look at this again. Because I think the kick from Courage was the one that we really need to get out of. There it is, yeah.
Oh, didn't actually hit Feisty. I thought it would have. It didn't really matter. Feisty wasn't anywhere near Cleaver. Cleaver was very safe. Then goes back in, has the shields, and feels a little bit confident. I also love that people in chat seem to think that you were serious about Nashor's Jax, and they're like, silly cost. He's not going to go Nash. It's,
I am serious about wanting him to go Nashor's
No,
Jax.
I know you want him to go Nashor's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am serious. I'm not like fake saying that I want him to go Nashor's Jax.
No, I know, but I know also that you're smart enough to know that he won't go Nashor's.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can wish things.
Well, no, you can want whatever you want. That's fine. No one can judge you. Well, they can judge you for that, but they shouldn't.
Yeah, Petitcha actually knows. Actually seen Nashor Jax, it's a thing.
Yeah, well, anything can be your thing if you want it enough.
I mean, that's true. That is absolutely true. When does he get Death Cap? That is third item, generally.
Okay, that's...
Or fourth after Void Staff, depending on Magic Resist.
I know you 0098 said he was going to give obscure references. Illumin is just tanking 3 people and doesn't seem to really be bothered.
Fine with it. Doesn't really take very much damage. Just Feisty and Cleaver doing some battle. Is Jax kind of just doing what he wants, having a great time? I kind of love this Phase Rush Jax situation.
Are we going to get a peek in my game? Is it happening? In our day and age, 2023 Summer League of Legends?
Could be. Could be cool. This turret may be dead, and it is. As Feisty losing his outer turret in mid. Certainly not great news here for KT. A lot of map control now available for Kwangdong Freaks, and we mentioned already that if they do get their hands on you, they can move you a long distance. So looking forward to seeing what they're going to be able to do with the added layer of map control they do have now. Minute and a half on the first Hextech Drake of the game. Going to have a look at this here as his ultimate doing about 400 damage. You'll love to see that. A very important question for you in YouTube chat. Make sure you read that one while we take a look at the game state. Atlas, do you still make Vegemite sandwich in Korea? I do have Vegemite. I have the power to make a Vegemite sandwich if I would like to. I often don't opt into it. Just because I can get salt elsewhere. I do live in Korea. Yeah. Although, my fiance wants to start a keto diet. And I feel like because you'd sort of up your levels of sodium and fat during that, I reckon Vegemite would be the way. I don't know what, you're not going to spread it on bread though, because you're not supposed to eat carbs, so I don't know what we're spreading it on. We'll see. I have no idea what you would. Vegemite garlic pizza. Oh. That is cursed. Just Korean bread good. You can get good bread in Korea. You can get good anything in Korea. But generally, I'd say, no, Korean bread is not. The country has a ton of great culinary stuff, but the average bread will not be. Oh my god, spreading Vegemite on bacon. That's probably good. That sounds extraordinary. It's definitely extremely unhealthy because bacon is basically just pure fat and salt. That sounds like a keto diet to me. It is definitely very keto friendly. Yeah, there we go. No carbs. That's what it's about. Just have that and then Vegemite whatever. On Korean fried chicken. Okay, calm down, chat. Vegemite on Korean fried chicken, I would eat. I would not. I would thank for that, as we have Kwangdong set up on an objective first. This is a very obnoxious comp to engage into, but they are doing the thing where they just win the side lane. Feisty parks there by himself. And now Equalizer comes down and does something. I'm not sure whether it's anything good, as Featherstorm is now down. KT not going to fight for this Drake, as they know they're currently 4v5. But Feisty has teleport available. If they want to pull the trigger, they can. But the thing is, they keep the Yone up here, you might be able to get even more gold as, okay, that is a flash being used by Moham. The Janna has not really found the level of value that I'd want her to find if I wanted Janna to be picked again. You know? No. It's not really doing those things. Like the things that are good, you know? Hasn't really done a whole lot of that, no. It is also a pick that I think is actually deceptively hard to play because you have 0 escapes, right? Like, obviously your disengage is really good, but your positioning as Janna is so important. And obviously, you have a lot of tools to prevent people from getting on top of your carry, but if you don't have flash and you walk too far forward, you will just pop, particularly with the amount of non-committal engage and dive that's available for KT. And also the fact that the committal
CC is nothing to scoff at either. But the fact that this is even at this point in the game, by itself, I think a Kwangdong win is, oh no, Ilma, there's a lot of people there, and he will just be fine. No problem at all. Looks like it's only a second indeed, with that cloth armor being picked up, as we expected.
Yeah, he actually had a stopwatch, but then actually decided that it was Merc Treads instead. Kind of like it for the 1v1 if he was facing off against the Rumble, but not so much into Feisty here. As we have Perfect completing his Mythic, does have the Night Harvester completed.
I haven't really been seeing a whole lot of the Rumble thus far. It's been pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, so we learnt a few things during last week. The players that are actually still good at Rumble and the players that need a fair bit of extra practice. Keen was one of the people that needs a bit of extra practice.
Oh, it's fine. Keen is new, right?
Yeah, no, he's a newer player. Hasn't actually played in the Rumble meta before and things like that. Although it's been a while since we've had like a full-on Rumble meta, right? Like that was quite some years ago.
Well, for top, it actually has been forever. We obviously had Rumble in the meta
the Rumble
recently,
jungle, yeah.
But also
and
Rumble mid, with Conqueror and Heal was a thing for a little bit. Then in 2021 we had at MSI Rumble jungle, but Rumble top has actually not been around. I did enjoy seeing Odoamne play it because he's obviously
old
player that is very old school. As
we saw Garen.
Does he win this 1v1? He's a level down, but he did dodge one Q and was able to counter-strike. Dodges
That's
another.
an ulti. Okay, let's see what Ilma's going to be able to do here.
wins.
Counter-strike kind of scary, and Ilma decides that he just doesn't want to fight this.
Q's ain't hitting.
Okay. Ilma doesn't get the stun onto
dead.
Feisty, but the Unbound Soul, of course, means that he was going to be fine regardless. Perfect taking so much damage here from Cleaver. As over the wall they go, nice little knock-up onto Courage. And now he's kind of in no man's land, but there's the exhaust, the kickback, the ulti flies wide from Humbug, unfortunately, but that is a very high-value stopwatch from Perfect, who now might be out of position. Blake Caller not going to hit the Rumble, and he will survive. Courage also left with 1 health. Someone kill someone, for goodness sake. Wei's going to battle dance. There is the burn down onto the Lee Sin, who was on the wrong side of everything. And that is going to be the 1 kill in this game. In this fight, sorry. There's been 7 kills in the game, but that fight, not very many of them.
Yeah, I'm still completely baffled by the fact that Ilma almost wins while being 70 CS and an full item down. Like he didn't, but it was pretty close in the bot side 2v2.
Yep.
But then, unfortunately, the setup here attempted from Kwangdong doesn't actually work out. Perfect is relatively low, but this is a Rumble that is a lot beefier. And he has a stopwatch, crucial. The Veldis check coming through the exhaust. Not really what you're looking for when Perfect is doing a whole lot of damage. Yeah, Cleaver not able to actually get the play. The Perfect just walks it off. And then by the end of it, only Courage dies. We have 2 teleports invested. We have a ton of flashes and ultimates all being thrown at one another. And in the end, only Courage dies.
Yeah, pretty crazy. That's what happens. And as the dust settles, we have a 2.5k gold lead, approximately. Largely, it's Feisty in the mid lane that has most of that. But Hype is a decent amount ahead as well. Ilma looking for a little bit of aggression here, as he does get a fair bit of value, but the permafrost comes down and he does have to break his stopwatch. And Perfect gonna burn Cleaver almost to death as he teleports in. Not really sure about that play. And now we've got a teleport from Perfect. Yeah, you're sure that it was just terrible? Yeah, kind of there with you.
Because now he can't back.
Yeah, and Perfect is also just teleported in. Should mean equalization of the Drakes as the outcome of this one.
Yeah, that's just going to be 2 against 2, huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe with Hextech Gates, Cleaver can make his way back, but I'm pretty sure that this is just gone. Because again, Kwangdong, when playing on the front foot, not really what the comp wants to do.
There's the knock-up. Oh, the ulti from Feisty's fantastic. They lock down Courage. That's going to mean guaranteed Drake. Can they get more, though, as Bull has about 2 health? So, learn to kill people! Kill more people! Okay, there we go. Moham is going to go down. And the Zyra is going to continue limping all the way back to the fountain. KT might have an opportunity for Baron here with Courage dead.
So, I think that we're starting to see why Kwangdong is 1 and 11. Because that was a sequence of plays that was not good.
So you're saying that they've been playing perhaps subpar League of Legends, and that has led to them losing quite a few of their games?
I would, yes.
Fair enough.
The one upside here is that for any Ilma fans, if they're still out there after the dark times, he's been fine. You know, he's 0-0-1. He's split pushing by himself, doing his thing. He's gonna die here now because, of course, he is. You know, maybe he'll be fine. His Jax, and just walk it off. But so we have the unfortunate reality of there being no Azir because he got toasted. And then the Janna not actually being with the Xayah, so then there's just a wide open highway for the
Imagine if he was a bit closer and that killed Bull as well. That would have been quite sad.
Wait, what? Oh, I'm like, how did you type? When did that happen?
That's because I'm right here.
Yeah, no, I know, but I didn't notice it.
I actually cloned myself, so I'm now able to type in chat and also commentate at the
Chat,
same
please.
time.
Is this Academy Teams? No, this is Patrick.
It is.
So KT is taking full control of the map. The Baron has been taken as well after that earlier play, and Kwangdong, unfortunately, from this position, I don't think
will lose.
They will, yeah.
It's a little bit sad, but it's also some good play from KT. And what I like to see is teams rewarded for drafting well. And KT drafted very, very well here in this game. I liked Illima's adaptation, going for the more AP variety of the Jax. The Phase Rush Counter-Strike Max was very cool into the Rumble. It wasn't enough to get them the victory. There have been some misplays here on the side of Quantum Freaks as well, as Illima continuing to just be kind of fine in a lot of these fights. Feisty just dashing over the wall, but isn't going to be able to catch up to the super zoomy Jax guy.
Yeah, ain't winning. He's 2 levels down, and that full item's still there.
As okay, Equalizer comes down. That is a layering of a whole bunch of R buttons. As Cleaver still burning. Monsoon comes down, and Moham is going to let them know that the weather is quite warm.
Ilma angle?
Yeah, looking for it. Does stay out of vision. There's the flash in. It's Hype. Not going to get stunned up. Manages to create the distance that he needs to. And Courage will be taken down. They do manage to get the Rumble. So Ilma gets his direct competitor as Feisty diving into the backline. Manages to get Moham and the Azir as well. And now Ilma is really dead. Bull calls some blades that are actually feathers. And they kind of look like feathers at this point in time. Sometimes they look like razor blades, and other times they really don't. And yeah, Bull not really doing a whole lot of damage at this point in time. KT gonna push ever further forward, and maybe they could even just win the game right here.
I think they could. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't.
Bull.
Yeah, I'm gonna just. I was already getting to my.
Yeah, let's do the
voting, which I think we still can. I feel very confident about my vote.
I also feel like Wei had a great game.
Sure. I think that's good as well.
Yeah, it is probably Feisty though, isn't it? Is it
I
Feisty?
think Feisty's impact in the fights has been really big. I think all the Wei is a great choice as well. His Reconflict has been working out pretty nicely. I don't think he will perfect. I don't think that Hype has done a lot, but I think the other three are.
I just think that Feisty, I think, made the flashiest plays, but I think Wei played the best.
You can even go for Humba, you know, a lot of early impact.
True.
There's no bad choices on.
Hype is a big amount ahead.
True, but
a lot of being ahead.
That is more due to the map state. I think the 2v2 was fine, right?
Yeah,
we did get some ganks down.
I think it's a Feisty vote. And he's also topping damage with a Rumble and an Aphelios on his team, so means that he has been doing a lot of stuff throughout this game. Has a Wit's End as well, which is curious. Kind of like it.
Blue lock, I do like blue lock. It's a finisher.
My lock is actually gold.
It's football.
I don't like football or anime.
Okay.
Wow. It's impressive.
Don't watch it.
I'm an impressive amount of knowledge. As that is going to be the Azir taken down. Hype Nim has been destroyed. And Feisty Nim is running the heck away from these two people that are chasing him down the lane. KT sort of playing with their food a little bit here is kind of what it feels like, as this inhibitor turret will be taken down. One remaining Nexus turret standing between Quantum Freaks and defeat.
the meal has been served, KT.
Yeah.
Just eat it up.
Yeah, they're going to make sure that they're licking the plate right now.
Don't let it get cold.
None of this meal is going to waste. None of it at all. They're going to take the last remaining inhibitor before heading towards this Nexus turret. There's now Courage slowed down by the harpoons that are really starting to hurt. Courage trying to dive towards that backline, and the special delivery of Hype is going to get a kill here for the Kwangdong Freaks as Courage. The Monsoon is going to be there as well to keep Bull healthy. But Feisty dives in, and Bull, unfortunately, oh, never mind. Blade Caller comes on through as Feisty breaks his stopwatch. Oh, the buffering of the Q is gorgeous from Feisty. Pretty happy about that particular POG vote. As now Moham, yeah, the weather is cloudy with a chance of murdered next to your Nexus. And that is going to be game one being taken here by KT. Beautiful draft, beautiful gameplay. Love to see it here from KT towards the end of the season.
Just a good game from KT. There were some interesting angles from Kwang. We weren't super excited about the Janna. I think we also saw in action. I don't think Moham played it particularly well. And I also don't think it was that great. If it's like a Renekton, for example, as opposed to a Yone, it makes a lot more sense. But Yone just has a really good way of not caring about your disengage. And the draft, nicely started, nicely rounded out. Individual play was good. I think that, you know, Perfect had some early game lane issues that were also nicely utilized by Courage. But it didn't really matter. Outside of that was just a reliable rumble. The rest of the players we already talked about a whole bunch. And yeah, when you have a lead this big, it doesn't really matter. As I'm pretty sure that Bull ends up dying to Humbug's Smite here. Or was it just a perma-fill? Yeah, that's as a jungler, that's the best feeling.
Yeah, it feels
you just
pretty
walk
good.
up and smite them. And they don't have any recompense, no recourse. And KT, look, that's you know, you can shave off a few minutes, but that's basically a perfect game.
It's looking pretty good here for KT. And the fact that the gold lead, like as you can see, the gold graph, like pretty calm and collected. A couple of kills going over to Courage in the early game, but afterwards, pretty steadily rising up and to the right for the squad. So KT, pretty clean League of Legends here, only dying 5 times across the team. And yeah, it was sort of like not exactly massive control over neutral objectives, but I don't think that is a bad thing whatsoever. Being able to utilize Feisty in a side lane, I don't think that Illimo was ever really able to get off the ground with the Jax pick, despite it being creatively utilized. So pretty cool. What's your favorite Korean food?
Jim Duck.
Yeah, I'm like Jim Duck, Duck Galbi, like those two.
I mean, they're
Oritang, Oritang's pretty good.
They're so basic, but they're so good. There's a reason why they're as popular as they are, right? Like the Galbi, particularly.
Do they have palmies in Korea? No, they don't. Well, I mean, yes, they kind of do. But it's not quite the same as.
Hey, that was very quick, and it should be.
Yeah,
and
Feisty gonna get it.
Did really well. Top of that, I do agree with you. I think Feisty has been, you know, a little underwhelming compared to his spring form, but right now, looking hot here with the Yone, gets the counter pick, actually executes upon it. Nicely done. And it also showcases the power of that B1 Sejuani. With Yone being in the meta, maybe don't quickly pick up that Azir, knowing that your opponent plays it.
Unless you have Poppy. I think Poppy Azir is kind of a safe rotation. But I think early, like blind picking Azir is just
well, especially when your opponent already has Sejuani.
Yeah,
like that's the real issue for me. What are some champions you want to see played, regardless of? I think like Fiddlesticks, always Carthus is always up there for me.
Garen was played in the LEC.
Trundle.
Garen was played in the LEC, and it hasn't been played in my leagues, and I'm very sad about it, Chronicler.
And particularly challengers, you think at some point someone will play it. I'd love to do the weird stuff,
right? And like I got to listen to, who was it? It was Odoamne and someone else talking about the champion select, and they were discussing like what you're supposed to pick, like choose on Garen. We'll come back to the Garen conversation. We're gonna go to a short break when we get back. Game number 2. G'dowdy everyone and welcome back to LCK Challenger 2023 Summer. I'm Atlas, joined by Chronicler here as we look forward to game number 2 between KT and Kwangdong Freaks, and I just made a horrendous mistake. I have to admit it to you all here. I just read IGN's top 25 Game Boy Advance games, and I am just so upset.
You should be. The list is not good.
Like, from the fact that Golden Sun was number 24 and Golden Sun 2 wasn't even on the list, to what they chose for the absolute heresy of number 1. Number 2 and 3, like, meh as well. Minish Cap was like 20. Metroid Fusion was 18. I'm so upset. I'm so incredibly upset. Yeah. Pokemon Ruby was also like the chosen Pokemon game to be on there.
Which that's fine.
They were great games, but they deserved to be in the top 5, I think.
I'd say
they weren't.
For me, the games that I'd rank highest are Golden Sun, Final Fantasy Tactics, Minish Cap,
Advance Wars.
Because I feel like Link to the Past is good, but because it's a remake.
It's like this is the thing. Like there were so many remakes on the list.
It's one of my personal favorite games of all time, right? Like the Game Boy version specifically, and Four Swords I love, but I think because it's a remake, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't really feel the same. And then Fire Emblem, the original one, right? Fire Emblem 6, not Sacred Stones, and then that'd be mine.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are just not even there. That I was very upset about.
But and unfortunately, now we can go back to something that is never upsetting to anyone, which is League of Legends gameplay. Only joy for everyone involved.
League of Legends, thankfully, wasn't released on Game Boy Advance, so it's saved. So we're okay.
Oh, I think it is. It's just Fire Emblem. Yeah, because 6 is Burning Blade or Blazing Blade or whichever translation you use, and then 8 was Sacred Stones.
I think the only Fire Emblem game worth playing is Three Houses.
No, I think I mean that's just a.
Imagine saying that.
I know you're kidding, but I'm still very mad at you.
I know, isn't it? I'm mainly saying it in case, like, because if Wolf is watching, he's actually typing in chat now. So now we can confirm that Wolf isn't watching.
No, this is how you know. Engage was great, to be fair, but it was very much a new era.
It was just not even the same.
No, it's just a very different game. Engage was a love letter, and a great love letter to the franchise. Gameplay was much better than Three Houses, but they're very different games, which is fun. That's the cool part. But he knows. This is the thing. This is the thing with Atlas, is that he says these things and he knows what it unleashes in people, which is why we make a great casting duo, because he knows what he needs to say, and I know that he knows that it's not true, but it still gets to me.
It does it? Is that a JoJo reference? Okay.
Always.
Kwangdong Freaks on the blue side this time around. They are going to get the first pick, Sejuani. So congratulations, and we'll move to game number 3. No, never mind.
It's Tristana.
It should be a Tristana lock-in. And the Ivan ban that did come through here is interesting, as I think that if it had been a Sejuani ban, then Kwangdong Freaks would have just picked up the Tristana themselves. So Feisty to get his hands on it, or it is in the hands of Hype. Still a flex pick in theory, but less good, I'd say, with Kai'Sa ban, because I feel like Tristana into Kai'Sa is a really decent angle for the Tristana, when you can guarantee that your opponent is going to pick that one up. So, what is Humbug going to be locking away here? The Rumble to come through once again. I wasn't overjoyed.
No, it was kind of whatever.
Yeah, by what Perfect did last time, so we'll just have to see. Ilima could just go straight back to the Jax, and I think he looked absolutely fine in the matchup and now has a much better 2v2.
Yeah, it's a Sejuani with him. Wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a Viego Angelus. I don't like Sejuani and Azir. It just feels kinda,
I also think Azir in Tristana is kind of just grief.
I don't hate the matchup necessarily.
Rocket Jump being the perfect counter to your ultimate is
but it's a handshake lane, right? Like you don't have any aggressive pressure, but also you don't really get bullied out that it's Tristana the way a lot of other picks might do early.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
Gatoran, right? Why the heck is WarioWare #1?
I have no idea.
Oh my!
Absolutely,
and I read like the
clue.
first line, and they're like, "This should be in everyone's library." I'm like, no, It just really doesn't have... Anyway.
No.
The Jack's going to be locked in, understandably. Maokai going to be the pairing. I kind of love Maokai Rumble just with the ability, like, the fact that Maokai can keep someone in one spot for a really long time.
I like that combo, actually. And also, you're going to be running double AD carry, it looks like. So the fact that you have both the lockdown, Humbug can go full tank. You can even go for the flex here on the Maokai, and you can end up going for like something like a Viego, which
true.
I wouldn't even mind. Although
Tristana
Viego
Maokai bottom lane?
Yeah, could even do that. Yeah, there's KT is not giving a lot away, and given the previous game that we saw from KT, I actually have a lot of faith in their ability to come out with a good draft here. For Kwangdong, I think the pieces are fine. Obviously, Jax has a lot of power, Zero is a good pick. The 2v2 between the Sejuani Jax is going to feel amazing, and you will beat the crap out of Rumble Maokai for sure.
Yep.
But is that enough, given how the previous game played out? I don't think so.
We'll just have to see. Purple AD carries are illegal. According to Kwangdong Freaks, they will take away the Varus. The Alistair and the Neela have both been banned away here. So angling for a bit of a Rel fourth pick here for KT. Don't mind it. Does give them so much AoE CC if they do get there.
Yeah. That's a mean combo.
And so the Rel is going to be banned. So
good ban.
I would like
Nautilus?
Nautilus, Rakan, something like that. I think the Nautilus Rakan handshake
Zaya.
is probably what's going to come through.
Let's go Zaya here, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Zaya, and then you guarantee either Rakan or not.
Yeah.
Put Kwangdong Freaks into a position where they have to pick Rakan away from you. Kind of like that angle. And Rakan actually going to be the locking here. So they're going to opt in for that side of the matchup. And I actually kind of like it. Bull looked a little bit suspect on his Zaya last time. So if he does pick that one up again, you're not exactly too worried. And you definitely outrange her as well with the Tristana, and you hold up the Tristana flex as well.
Oh, Bull throwing down.
All right. And Melio Draven is a pretty scary lane. Let's see what's going to happen here, because, oh man, could you Ziggs this? Just say nope to the lane? Just say, enjoy yourself, Draven, I'm going to Ziggs it.
You can? I don't know if...
That's a lot of magic damage. Well, it's way too much.
You do have Tristana, but then if Tristana falls behind, you lose the game. So I'm a little... And I think AP also, it's easier to scale well with a lot of AD, right? Like, than AP. AD still suffers when armor is bought, but I think that once you read like critical mass for a...
oh, they're doing it! So the flex comes in. So we've got the Maokai Jace combo that we've seen utilized many times. The amount of, like, they almost have ranged engage, non-committal engage with Nature's Grasp, Shock Blasts, Equalizers. You can actually kill 3 people without even being near them. That's kind of awesome. I'm into this. Tristana also holds up relatively well in the early game. You get a decent amount of wave clear with your explosive charge. This is cool from KT. Once again, drafting pretty effectively.
I like it. I think that the one downside that I'd see is that it is a comp that, due to its relative lack of CC, might have a hard time when falling behind. Because I think that outside of Humbug, a lot of the other pieces are pretty squishy. So like if you fall behind early, which against the Draven, against the top side of Kwangdong can happen. I don't think it will, given how last game went, but can happen. It can kind of struggle to really come together. But if you get into like mid-game, post level 6, like the first couple of skirmishes, and you haven't really fallen behind, the mid-game of this composition is disgusting. We'll see if KT can bring it home here with a 2-0 victory. If Kwangdong is going to bring us to the dream of a 6-game day.
Not cringe. We have the opportunity to be not cringe today, Chronicler. We have done it in the past. Looking forward to seeing whether that is going to be us here today, or whether we're just going to be cringe casters. We could just be that. You never really know. It's up to, you know, it's up to the cards. It's up to the fates.
It's such negative.
Did you watch Card
language.
Captors?
We can't do that. We got
to watch
positive.
Card Captors back in the day?
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh really? It's an
No
anime.
clue. I've no
Anime.
idea. You mean Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, what?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. Yeah, I watched that too, but Card Captors was really cool. Let's ruminate on that as we rock out. Ooh, that is a clean do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I just can't believe that I named an anime that you didn't know.
Well, it's probably because it's too old.
What do you mean? You watch old stuff sometimes as well, right?
Sometimes, yeah, but
can't you like only ever be like a connoisseur of anime if you watch the old stuff?
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur of anime. I just really like anime.
Ah.
Like the oldest one I've seen is probably
Full Metal Alchemist?
No, Neon Genesis?
Oh, Evangelion?
That's probably the oldest one.
I actually, I recently watched it all the way through. You know how like I'm the guy that doesn't watch anime at all?
Yeah.
I love Evangelion.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's really good.
it was extraordinary.
There's a reason why it's still as highly regarded as Ilma level 1ing it up.
Oh, dodges both harpoons? As perfect as like, well, I'll just do a ring around the rosy and see whether I can be okay again. Okay, they're gonna try it out. That is Counter-Strike connecting, but trade being somewhat lost. Opting in for hitting each other off as Rumble sounds bad into Jax, but is actually going to even it out quite nicely.
I think the main thing is that if you're low, you are more susceptible to the Jax all-ins, right? Because the extended trade can go the way of Rumble, but by keeping you low, you need to respect the Leap Strike and Power and the Counter-Strike combo, because if you just die within that, then it doesn't matter that you're able to trade back. We also have, again, as Courage, I think they might have spotted him going down. Are they going to be looking for a dive here? We'll see. No, he's just going to do a little ring around. Oh, he's able to dodge the ward, so they were aware as
Yeah, Humbug is already here, though. So Cleaver taking a fair bit of damage. Courage makes his way in, though, as Feisty's going to flash. Winter's Wrath mispositioned, but the Permafrost is there, and that is First Blood going over to Cleaver. Feisty's still able to land a bit of damage back, so isn't going to be in too much trouble, but still, great start here for Kwangdong Freaks.
And Courage actually genuinely great pathing there. They are able to avoid the fact that, or avoid him getting spotted, so they think that he just went to his topside jungle, and as a result, they feel confident hard committing to the mid lane 2v1. And it turns out, not actually working out as Humbug. It's the
Hex flashing, baby.
Hex Flash Maokai. So at least he'll get some value out of that summoner, but very nicely done here in the early game. And again, the reason why they feel so comfortable to hard commit to this is because they are unaware that Sejuani is on the way. And even if Sejuani is coming, she's coming from the other end. So they're pushing Cleaver towards the bottom half. But Cleaver, knowing his teammate is on the way, is able to eat the upfront burst. And right there is the reason why Sejuani is so highly prioritized over Maokai.
There's the hop in on top of Moham, but the Ultra Mega Fire Kick comes forward. That cozy campfire not cozy enough. And Wei is going to be able to burn down the Melio. A little bit of a shame here as Bull has both of his summoners, but wasn't able to use either of them to help out this bottom lane. Going for barrier heal, very defensive, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe not as defensive as an exhaust could have been. Nitpicking a little as Humbug to make his way round yet again. And this Melio kind of a sitting duck right now.
I don't think you want to go for this Courage. I don't think you can show. Oh, never mind, they're going to dive anyway.
Yep, they're going to just dive on top of Bull here. There's the knock-up as Hype able to just rocket jump his way out. That is gorgeous from KT.
And if Perfect plays it well, he should never die, because he can just play it really safely. His lane state is a bit of a disaster, but Rumble does have decent ranged wave clear, so you're not going to be in complete and utter shambles. And you know already that you're fine, because that he's not bot lane. And he actually plays it safe. Humbug getting use of the Hex Flash here. And the fact that they kill Moam is already big, although the Igniter kill was mentioned. And as a result, they're not really able to accelerate Hype. But then the fact that they read that, I don't know if they spotted Courage somewhere, but that they just like redive. Because if you kill Draven early, the one upside is that as far as stacks go, you know, he hadn't built up that much, but it still puts him behind, and it means that he basically needs to cash out guaranteed to have any form of impact. He is still level 3. This is really happening?
He's just Hex Flashing, man. Sometimes you just want to Hex Flash. There he goes. Equalizer comes down as Ilma dives back on the Equalizer. I'm not sure about that one. They go 1-for-1 towards the top side, and there is teleport available for the Jack. So not end of the world here for Kwangdong Freaks. Now Humbug might actually farm his jungle. We'll see.
Still level 3. I do think that Ilima, yeah, him getting the kill there is actually quite big because it makes his pretty rough early game thus far a little bit more manageable. Humbug, yep, that's a level 3 Maokai. You'd think that he would have picked up some more XP from the fact that he ganked 3 lanes now, but he has not. He has not actually been able to pick up any ambient XP, so we'll be hitting 4 off of the next camp, but it does mean Courage has a window now where he is much stronger than his opponent, and if he takes his bot side jungle, which he should with the bot side prio that he has, they can even further put this Maokai behind. So the gold is still going to be relatively even because Humbug his economy is truly... he rolled too much, you know, when you just keep rolling, looking for the right pick, and then you don't find it.
Oh, there's the jump in from Hype, but it's not going to be too much else happening. Mohan not going to find the kick or the ball that he kicked. It's a confusing situation.
Humbug is level 5 now. That's
Are enough people killing people in this game for you, Atlas? Yes. I actually feel like this early game has been quite good. And the only thing that I have issue with is when you have like a team fight and then everyone walks away with 10 health. You know, it's a target selection issue. It's not necessarily the amount of murder.
I think it's also just a play-by-play's worst nightmare because you get no resolution.
Yeah,
it's like a song that builds up and there's no drop.
It's like just a Draven that doesn't cash in.
Yeah, you're just building up, and then you're building up to nothing, which I think stylistically can actually be a very cool choice in art. But you don't want it in your League of Legends game. We're not looking to create art here, although you can argue that the gameplay of itself is art, which is kind of a cool way to look at it.
What?
Did
Why
I
are we
lose
talking
you?
about art?
I don't know. I'm not talking about art. It's important.
Is it?
Yeah, to the human spirit. Is it? Yeah, but what would we be without art?
I don't know.
How many shows do you watch?
A lot.
Yeah, that's art. Yeah. How much music do you listen to?
A fair bit.
Yeah, it's also art.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I don't think I need League of Legends to be art.
Yeah, it could be.
And I mean, there is a lot of art within League of Legends.
Yeah.
But I just don't know whether, like, you're also talking about killing, and that gets a little bit dicey when you then start talking about art. You know?
I guess.
Yeah. There's the Hannibal conversation that you can then have.
Okay, well, hey, now we're getting, getting off track here.
It's getting a bit dicey. Have you watched the TV series? I actually felt like they explored that a lot in a very uncomfortable way.
I have not.
Kind of beautifully done.
That does sound cool. Sounds right up my alley. We do have Cleaver making his way over.
Yeah, the level 7 Azir is just going to be pushed back. Humbug flashes the ulti as well beautifully. Courage is abandoning ship, wandering towards the enemy's side of the map. And the disengage from KT, very, very nice.
And now it's clear. What is happening in this game?
Be more cringe. Mistake Boy, you're on fire today.
What is...
okay.
I'm so confused.
Humbug has evened out the levels, and now he's stealing camps.
How does everyone keep getting away with everything that is happening in this game? I don't get it.
It's
like,
art.
how is...
I think it's the art of it, really, that is allowing
Are you just going to keep... This is what you're doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Okay, I will not get frustrated with you. That's fine. I will.
Frustration, I think, in itself is an art form. Don't you think? Because like that's like that. You know, you're frustrated until you get the resolution, and so it's kind of like what we were talking about before.
No. Okay.
Maybe it'll resolve for you, Chronicler. You know. Maybe.
That was not my point.
We'll see whether the character development is actually going to come through.
I'm not actually being accurately represented within my point, which is a little bit frustrating.
Oh, Bull's flashing away from a Tristana.
That's the heal.
It's not the expected outcome, but the heal does come through. But Bull uses both flash and barrier in the situation. Discuss.
Great trade for Hype. Means that Bull is now a sitting Bull on any engage that follows up on him, and with a Rumble being in the game, you really want your flash. And same for Rakan, same for Humbug. So good luck to the Draven. The first death, come back from that. Second death, not so much.
What was your favorite Digimon?
I don't remember any specific Digimon.
What about Meta Greymon? As Prison comes through here, Perfect going to flash away and then equalizes down. Courage taking a little bit of damage on the outset, but Not really going to be locking down any kills. Still, Flash is going to be picked up here, and the ulti, as KT look to just continue doing the thing that they were doing before. And this is a Draven lane, just getting obliterated.
Yeah, you have to play towards Draven. I know that the Jax Sejuani 2-2 is really good, but you don't have a choice. You have to play towards him. Because the pick does nothing. Jax will always outscale. Eventually, Jax will get good. Jax will get strong enough, and he'll die in breakpoints, and everything will be fine. You need to get Bull a kill, and maybe this is it.
Yeah, Courage doesn't have ulti. Wei has Battle Dance, though, and there's Rocket Jump. Like, KT's bottom lane is so incredibly safe. They can really move a long distance whenever they would like to.
No TP for Perfect, so this is just Drake going over to Guangdong here.
Should be. Yeah. Does mean second Drake as well, so they have the ability to get to the Soul Point in 5 minutes' time. Definitely good news. And yeah, let's have a look at LCK Challenges isn't so great. Are you kidding me? I like that comment.
LCK breaks records. LPL breaks records. Challengers breaks the rules. You can keep your statistics. I prefer the art.
We know that, actually, as okay, the nature is grasping for this bottom lane, and so is KT. As, yeah, Moham is not really going to quite find it here. And Bull is dead yet again. Okay, Feisty's going to kick Cleaver back in the Harpoon lands. That means that Cleaver is very, very dead. And Guangdong Freaks Chronicler, I believe this is either art that I don't understand or they're losing.
Yeah, well, losing gracefully is an art form in of itself, and it's
is it though?
Yes, it's clearly not.
Would you say that this is graceful?
No, that was my ramp up, Atlas. Come on, man.
No, that's fine.
No, this is my frustration about the earlier thing coming out in a different way.
It's beautiful. I love it.
So
we'll see whether you're frustrated.
No,
like
but I am an unwilling participant in your art form, which is taunting me, and you've perfected it to the utmost level. Like you are an expert.
I really should do better though, shouldn't I? Because like you really do have to get permission if you're gonna make art. So make sure you guys understand that.
I've already accepted that, given our.
As we're gonna have a look at Moham's ultimate that wasn't great. Yeah, bad news bears.
I mean, it would have been that either way. Like it wouldn't have actually changed the outcome, but it is still very sad as a tale as old as time. You just can't leave here as hype. I don't think there would have been any angle. I think W is still in cooldown. You can't go up.
Yep.
So just tries to get the plate. Doesn't get the plate. It's fine. It's okay. As Ilima, again, is the only one on his team with positive KDA.
No, that's all you need. He's
just
the only one on his team.
Hey,
there we
Courage
go.
is 0-2.
He's pretty used to it.
That's okay.
Yep, Courage actually having a decent early game, but was never really able to convert anything. This really is a tale of frustration and build-up with no payoff. Which, you know, I love the idea of everything can be art, but not everything is good art. You can say that it's art,
I agree.
but like
100%.
Like a lot of art is just really bad.
It's just really bad. And that's such a cool thing, that we can be just really bad at art and it can still be valuable.
No, well, it's not.
No, I think it is.
I mean, yeah, well, it might be valuable to
amateur,
like some people.
Yeah, like amateur theater.
True.
How often is it good? Not often is Feisty. Does that flash?
Yeah, it all depends, I guess. Art is in the eye of the beholder, or something.
Sure.
As yeah, KT in the river, they are going to be able to grab this Rift Herald. They should be able to. We'll see though, because Guangdong Freaks are moving everyone over.
That's
Another
Humbug.
prison comes down, as Humbug does have his ulti available. Wei is just playing extremely well on this Rakan today. He's got his eye in. As Perfect, he is just burning things down towards the bottom side.
Yeah, I think they just let this go. I mean, they don't have to.
Teleport.
He's
got Equalizer, and they are in
They have Maokai ults, actually. Oh, no.
I actually think that this one is a pretty good idea for KT. Humbug's going to start it up with the Nature's Grasp. Let's see how this one's going to go. As they were all trying to avoid the roots, and that means they stand in the Equalizer. Ilima now trying to fight it, but not going to be able to get anything done. The Whirling Death is kind of just like whirling meh at this point in time. And KT are just, this is like a cake and eat it too type situation.
I can't wait for Wei to get picked up by an LPL team. You get out of here!
Oi.
6KJ, I'm not on board! Oh no, Bull, not again!
I can't wait for Bull to get picked up by an LPL team.
No, Bull's going to LLA.
Oh
no. No, this is not on Bull, right? This is a team effort that is not.
Well, I mean, he probably
one
asked to play the Draven,
I guess.
as well.
Well, yeah, but so as you pointed out, this is just a great showcase. This isn't even particularly well executed by KT. Like, this is a very early ultimate that comes out from Humbug. They're already pretty far away, but it just doesn't matter. Look at this equalizer. Oh my god, it forces multiple summoners, and Illima tries to go in for the re-engage, but Hype has his flash. That could have actually been a turn, right? If Illima gets Hype and the reset comes through, the ultimate from Bull Rider gets the mild cash in, that could have been good.
Time to learn American, buddy. Kind of beautiful. Okay, Moham, he's wearing a little pumpkin, but he will live through it. Just Bull with some brown bags and a triangle, trying to be relevant. Oh no. He's like Chunky Kong. His Illimer is just going to die. Feisty gets his Duskblade proc, looks a bit cool at the end there. And that's the Illimer in a game like this type situation.
Like, well, I might as well
Bull is another time dead. Hype is playing Mario here, as quite a few options on the top 25 list did come through. Some of them, I'd argue, are Super Nintendo games though, but Hype is representing all of them with this Goomba stomping that he's doing. Perfect. Throws down a equalizer not worthy of his name, but it does not matter at all. You may as well press buttons.
Would you say making top 25 game lists is an art form?
Well, I mean, there is a lot of art that I don't understand, and I didn't understand that list
maybe
at
it was
all.
meant to confuse and daze us.
Well, honestly, the worse it is, the more engagement it'll have, because people really like commenting on things that they hate. So
it actually,
I imagine it's all,
does make sense.
It's all
and
done
we're giving it this much attention as well.
He looked like he was winning, and then he
like at least one auto there.
Yeah.
Very sad. It wouldn't have mattered. He would have died, and also they would lose this fight as well. This is we're probably not going to talk about the game a whole lot more, chat. If you're a Challenger fan, you know.
Oh no!
If you're not a Challenger fan, they already lose.
Tanixian just like totally ruined Perfect's name for me.
Yeah.
Like, Perfect, the fact that the last T is capitalized means that it's imperfect.
Yeah, it's commentary. It's social commentary.
It's art. Yeah. The frustration will never stop today. Oh, God.
Clearly, the IGN Top 25 Game Boy went over your head. It was a commentary on the economy. Oh my god, it's good.
Actually,
it's good challengers
the one thing
today.
that isn't art is a YouTube video that divided all 2D platformers into Mario pilled and Wario pilled. Oh god, no. Oh no.
IGN Top 25 LCK names.
I think like what we really need to work out is art even still alive in 2023? Is there such thing as art now? Well, everything has been done,
think so.
And it's all just repeats.
But it's definitely not found on IGN.
It's definitely not found on my Twitter feed. That is. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Myrelia has some beautiful Pokemon. She takes Pokemon cards and then she just like extends the drawing, the picture, and like extends it over the whole card. And you can actually buy them. They're actually really, really cool. So
it's amazing.
Big shout outs to Lisa. Anyway, Perfect is going to have the most high value stopwatch, or Zonya's. It's just a stopwatch. The most high value stopwatch I've seen in a very long time. And that was a bunch of buttons that he just ate.
Draven has 90 stacks. I think you're fine. Just let him have your body. The Zonya's is more valuable.
Yeah. Bull really living up to our expectations.
Oh my god, Astronautilus. That I can see that happen.
25 Sponge, 24 Frog, 1 is Courage because it's an inspiring name that gives you Astronautilus. That is actually a perfect example. Like that is how the top 25 list actually.
That's how it feels.
Well, it's exactly what it was. So you just beautifully applied,
wonderfully done,
beautifully applied LCK
what does
challenge
Plan
to
B stand in this list? Probably like 18. 2. No, 18.
Oh, in that list, yeah. No, it'd be like 18 just to make us upset. As Smash would be like number 3. As KT are just going to try and kill Cleaver. He's going to burn tick, 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 not boom.
Yeah, it's you know, I think it's cool that he tries to keep the Super Smash Bros. Melee culture alive. So that's why he's number 3.
Yeah.
Frog, though, is just an animal, so who cares?
Yeah, that's true. You know, I still watch some Smash Bros. Content.
Yeah. So they're great games.
They are. I wonder what they're going to do with the next one. Because it has been a lot of more
Like,
of the same
I don't
for
know.
the last little while.
Yeah, I don't know if unless they go full Nintendo. Also, Ultimate like actually has
Ultimate kind of was the perfect iteration of that.
Yeah, I
that
don't think you can
version,
just
you know?
make another like Ultimate 2. Like that doesn't work. And it's Nintendo, so I'm sure they know.
Yeah.
And they'll figure out something.
Because,
Maybe
like,
it's just the last one.
It might. Well, it's definitely not. It's Nintendo. That's like saying, oh, but maybe it's the last Mario Kart. Like,
Well, I mean,
are
we
you
haven't
kidding
had a
me?
new Mario Kart in like 10 years.
We actually got a new map pack that was released.
No, I know.
just
There's,
the
no,
other
I
day.
know there's still
But, like, yeah,
content coming out.
I think like it's next
That's
console.
another problem.
Next console will be when you get the next
But they're gonna,
Mario Kart, the next Smash, the
but
next
they're gonna
this,
make
next
like
that.
new iteration as well. Because I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is another example of like
Do you know the game
That's
that needs
so hard to
a
improve
real
upon.
sequel?
Golden Sun.
Well, that actually no. I don't think it needs a sequel. I think
Just
Golden
give me
Sun
a-
2 is actually
just
just
give
the
me
kind of
a
perfect ending.
Just give me a HD 2D remake of Golden Sun.
They actually have that.
Well, I mean the one made
the
by the
one
people
on-
from Triangle Strategy.
Oh right. Well, I'm down with that. Like,
Yeah.
you make it a tactical RPG.
I don't care.
Golden Sun.
It can be
like,
it can be Octopath 2. I just need it.
Equalizer
I need
was
it very
used,
badly.
but yeah, we can completely talk about Golden Sun.
This.
I wonder what the best like new Golden Sun genre would be. Like if you were gonna maybe like action RPG Golden Sun would be dope.
Could be. I wouldn't mind a classic RPG.
We're gonna flash in. Emperor's Divide to try and disengage here. His courage is really dead. The Piki kind of destroyed here, but the Maokai is also going to be taken
Ilima?
down. Ilima actually going to find
That's
the backline
one.
though. Hype is dead. There's
Ilima?
a decent counter strike as he does manage to kill the Rakan. Now Perfect is just flashing in. He's melting everyone. Bull, can he get a kill? Is the question. But oh my god, Perfect may have just got POG from that one play alone. That was so Giga
He
Chat.
still has perfect KDA as well.
Oh my god.
No, because that actually could be game breaking. Because
oh,
what
Bull
happens?
also already got a kill. So never mind.
So what happens if Ilima gets the kills there? They lose the bounty on the Infernal Drake and its Infernal Support for Punk as well. So this was actually an angle as the engage is somewhat disjointed. Cleaver actually gets an amazing disengage, and then they just don't know. They have no idea. And by the time Ilima Hype just immediately dies, doesn't get to play the game. And then the flash, oh man, that was goosebumps. And then Perfect this turn, look, as you point out, like that
sick.
actually, that I know the game is already won, and they probably would be fine even if they do end up going dour. But that was a sick play to come through from him.
Yep, and now the fact that he made that play means that they do get over to this Drake to be able to get there first. And Blastcone is going to say goodbye to the Jacks as Wei throws up the alpaca thumbs up. Shoutouts to Deft there. And
I use that
Feisty's
a
killing
lot.
some popcorn chickens.
It's just so good.
I just use the Morgan Hansen emote. It's the only emote that I use. Do you know what? Oh, actually, you do know. You do know. I managed to get the King in DRX Chibi Aatrox, and it's super
looks
cool,
amazing.
and I'm very happy about it.
I'm very jealous. Looks really, really cute.
I was playing TFT with Hooney, and I was able to represent DRX while I was doing it. It was very, very fun.
What's the game that needs a sequel?
What's the game that needs?
What were you building up to?
Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Never played. Good.
It's my favorite horror game ever released. It was extremely good. The game would actively turn down your volume and turn off your TV. It was like just super
that's
weird
cool.
because like it had an insanity mechanic. Like sometimes you'd walk into a room and your head would explode. And then it'd be like, you've gone insane, and then you'd walk into the room again.
Amazing.
It was very, very weird.
Hello, Santiago. Hello from Mexico.
The Equalizer comes in. The Milio will survive for the moment. Emperor's Divide to try and disengage is not as great this time as Hype is standing on top of Courage, getting auto-attacked by Sand Soldiers as, oh dear, I'm not sure about that one, Cleaver. That may not have been clever, but thankfully that is not how you spell your name. And KT are now just positioning themselves on the fountain, looking for the 2-0. So, are we cringe if it's a 4-0, or are we only cringe if it's 5
I don't
out of
like
6?
because I don't think Wolf and Valdez are cringe at all. I think they're great. I don't like the cringe.
You don't like the
aspect
cringe
of it.
thing? Cringing is art, dude. I think that you're not allowed. I don't think you're allowed to say things like that.
Get out of here. I need to cast at least 2 more games with this guy. Stuck in a room!
Do not see it as like, okay, well, Chronicler is cringe. And I think that is because you denied me my art form. Cronge. I think Cronge is probably it.
Cronge.
I think Cronge is actually probably it.
We are. I think we are the
maybe
sponge
we can
casters.
we could
so
be
Cronge
the
works.
Yeah, maybe we're the Cronge duo, and the other two can be a different version. But I'm not going to take their art from them. They can have it themselves.
You have to vote for POG, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Just letting you know. I was down. I think Humbug is a great shout as well, because I think his Maokai ults were amazing. I went with the Yorda.
I'm a way voter.
I like that as well. That's a good vote.
Because I wanted to vote for him last time, and now he's just had 2 really good Rakan games in a row.
There you go, chat. I'm glad you guys are committing.
Omega
Challenger
Cronge.
chat is just the best. They get it. They get when they need to commit.
Cringing is cringe.
Dice of Cronge.
That is Dice of Cronge. Cronge, the nephew of Kronk, indeed. Absolutely.
I think Atlas can never be cringe after doing a world's first microwave impression on cast. I still can't believe that like the one day that I don't do of challengers, it's the 9 gamer.
Yeah, yeah. You also you missed Chalks as well. Chalks actually commentated the last game of the day because Orcs was too sleepy.
That makes sense.
Orcs also managed to yawn 3 times in 1 sentence, which was absolutely incredible.
Really impressive.
Whilst also molding about Braum skill usage.
Of course he was.
So he was very excited, but also
sleepy.
Very sleepy. Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, KT getting to 2-0. Kwangdong, they're just all over the place. They just don't really seem to know where to play to, what to do. The team fight coordination isn't there. This team is like loose sand on a beach, swept away by the waves.
Thus are the days of our lives, or something. Like sands through the hourglass.
And
or
KT,
R buttons into the hourglass.
Is that guy, you know, with the hat and the shorts that just sits on the beach for 8 hours and makes the giant castle, and you're like,
that's an impressive castle.
They don't have castle anymore, though, which is unfortunate as...
They do have this guy. He was second on my list for POG. Perfect, actually having a very good game on the Rumble.
Way, we're kind of smashing at this game.
Yep. I think that, I don't really understand the perfect votes.
One vote diff with jungle for Wave? That's perfect. Oh, with jungle. Oh, never mind, because this is... I like the Humbug vote.
Humbug? Really? The level 3 Maokai?
Yeah, because he actually did snowball 3 lanes early on.
True.
And then not mid. They lost the mid 2v2, but the top and bot lane plays. He also dove bot repeatedly, and his ultimates were good, which kind of is like cheating because it's Rumble. But sometimes, you know, that the setup is important.
With jungle confuses me. Where are the wave votes? Where
I mean,
are
it might be
voters?
a few wave votes and then 4 perfect votes and 3
maybe
Humbug votes.
Not entirely sure.
I don't know.
Oh, the 84 DPM Samira in the night game
for
was very sad.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was Smash, not ever. I mean, I do think...
And then that team beat DK.
I mean, as far as champions go where it's excusable, I do feel like Samira makes sense because it's such a... either you go in and you do all the DPS or you do nothing. There isn't really a middle ground. If it was like a Tristana or something, it's like...
Yeah, you can at least generally stand back and shoot stuff.
So... We are learning a lot here today, which I think is cool.
I think it's gotten pillar histophical, you know, on this desk. And I do really like it when things get a little bit pillar histophical.
I will not respond to your
pronunciation. Do you think that it was wrong? Because I just like to mix up the way I pronounce things as a way of expressing my art into the world.
You know what the worst part is? This has always been happening with me, where I know I shouldn't get frustrated, but I do. I can't help it. And the worst part is it is so...
And you started it as well. That's the best thing.
It's so obvious on my face. And you know what the best part is? I have a friend back in the Netherlands, and he is exactly the same as you. A large part of our friendship is just him knowing exactly, which it's not that hard. My buttons are very obvious. To just press the button, and he's just like...
it's all about, pressing them just a little bit and backing off and making sure that you...
So I don't build up a tolerance.
Yeah,
he does that as well. Yeah.
It's the perfect thing. Mistake Boy says this game's cast was quite filler slop pickle. I would 100% agree. I will allow that in our Challenges broadcast. Really beautifully said. Whoa, Gatoran, happy birthday!
Everyone in the chat,
Shoutouts.
spam Feels birthday man.
Feels birthday man.
One of our
Even
Challengers
though,
residents.
Yeah, even though Feels birthday man is not actually enabled, it's enabled in our hearts. You know, so we can see it. We can absolutely see it. So Chronicler gets bullied in his friendships. Is it bullied?
Not really. It's not actually bullying.
Yeah,
it's just a playful form of banter.
Teasing.
It's teasing, yeah. Because there's people that really enjoy teasing, and I am very teasable.
He is very.
And
teasable.
I also don't really
mainly
mind.
because like there are people that you tease, and then afterwards they like get like I don't know the payoff is there for you.
Yeah.
You know, which makes you very teasable. And so I'd say actually it's your fault.
Classic.
As it turns out. I'm a fantastic gaslighting bully over here on the desk.
I mean, my favorite thing is always when you see like just random comments on Twitter and Reddit that are like, yeah, you know, you can clearly tell that Veldis and Chronicler get along really well, and that you know Atlas and Chronicler are they're a little bit more adversarial. And it's like, no, of course not. It's just like it's just a bit like we get if you didn't get along well, or if we didn't get along well, you couldn't do that, right? Like. Then it would just be mean.
But
that's
actually,
the whole point.
I think it helps our brand though, if that's what people think.
Yeah, no, I know because
really
it's so
like
funny that they don't know.
And I'm okay with talking about it, like because you're the real ones in Challenger
I mean,
so,
the Challenger
like,
people already know.
Yeah, we can give
well.
you all like under the hood. You understand how everything works. Like we get it. You're the smart ones. But I think it actually does help if people like think that there's like a level of angst there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean,
beautiful.
to be fair, if when we're talking about levels of angst, I am always.
Oh,
like
you are
halfway.
very angsty.
Yeah,
you are
I'm
very
always
angsty.
halfway
I mean, you're halfway like to breaking out in a My Chemical Romance song.
I do
at
do
all
that
times,
sometimes at home.
You know?
Yeah. That's where I think my negative attitude comes from as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how the positive and angsty combination work, but it just kind of goes that way.
Possycore? Have you heard of
Sure.
Possycore?
Is that Aussie?
No. Possycore is it's like hardcore music, which is normally very angry and aggressive. But Possycore is just really positive, upbeat lyrics, hardcore music.
Okay, do you mean hardcore as in the emo genre or hardcore as in the dance genre? Because those are very different.
Oh, sorry, hardcore as in the emo genre.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
no,
like,
because I know.
like double kicks,
so,
very aggressively
no,
played, very happy
I know
music.
exactly the genre you're talking about, but in the Netherlands, hardcore is also the name for like a really high BPM, like aggressive kick drum music genre.
Yeah, permadeath.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, like dance, like. It's like
that's what hardcore means.
Yeah, happy hardcore is just exactly.
Yeah, happy hardcore is
yeah, which is hardstyle hardcore. Like those are generally what is understood, but I do know that outside of, I guess, the Netherlands or maybe Europe, it's considered more the emo metal angle of music, which I think is very interesting.
I watched because you know how like in the mosh in like hardcore shows, there's like they sometimes do like the circle where people just randomly fight each other and stuff like that. They have those in like Possycore shows as well. Yeah, the circle pit. But like a circle pit and a Possycore show must be like the weirdest thing ever, because I feel like you just have to go in there and like hug each other and dance around.
That could be fun.
Like
have you ever been to Deckmantel? No, I'm not really into techno or EDM. I've been to Lowlands, Best Kept Secret, and a bunch of other like smaller Dutch festivals. But no big dance ones. So I've never been to like DEF CON or I don't know. There's so many in the Netherlands. It's crazy.
Why did someone? Oh, can you make an email?
An email?
Where we can email you. Please add Plink to the challenges chat, and then you can take a screenshot of the dozens of emails to show the fans want it. We could do that. I mean, we could also just like make a petition.
Yeah, we could just keep pushing it. We'll try.
I imagine
we'll try
there's
chat.
just a petition you can make.
Yeah,
you went to see Baby Metal? God, I'm actually so jealous. Their live shows look so freaking good.
I still can't believe Little Uzi Vert released a song with Baby Metal. That's just really weird to me.
That sounds very weird.
Yeah,
I don't know who that first one that you spoke about.
I'll let you hear. You know, you've heard his music just in passing.
Okay.
Just a rapper, but he has a song of Baby Metal, and it's not bad. I don't know if it's good, but it's not bad.
I mean, Baby Metal's music is just really good, but then also like the showmanship is like.
Oh yeah, no, they're. I mean, I know they're
extraordinary.
incredible artists. Lil Uzi for me is kind of hot and cold. Kind of depends.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Germany? Yeah.
Oh my god.
I did a week of exchange in Germany. I went to Munich. It was fun.
A week of exchange.
Yeah, it's like a really it was like in high school. So it was a much shorter program. So I went to Munich for a week, and then my exchange buddy came to the Netherlands for a week as well.
Oh, that's
It was
really
pretty
cute.
fun. Yeah, yeah, it was enjoyable.
I didn't get to go to Germany until I was working there. But that was in 2015. It's quite a long time.
2015. Well, haven't you been to Berlin recently as well?
Yeah, I've been since then.
That
many
was the
times.
first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have another series, by the way. People are like wondering if you're new to Challengers. This is the Caster and Chat community corner where we just chat to you guys for a little bit because we enjoy it, and also because Korean interviews are happening. We don't have a translator.
Chronicler, I'm sorry. It's time to stop comment.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we will. We'll be back for the final series of the day. See you soon.